Hi students, coming to our next topic, that is file organization. So let us see how the files are organized in database management system. So actually a database is a collection of files. So first, a database is a collection of files. Okay, so files is nothing but it's a sequence of records. Files consist of sequence of records. So each record consists of sequence of fields. Okay, so you are having a database. So in a database you are having sequence of files. So each file is having sequence of records and each record is having sequence of fields. Okay, so that you call it as a database. So here a database, the file can be stored in different methods. So whatever the file you are taking means a sequence of records in the file. So each file in the database can be stored in different methods. So let us take in the database the files are stored in sequential. It may be stored in sequential blocks, in contiguous allocation. Okay, so in database the file will stored in sequence of blocks in contiguous allocation. Actually, if you take any other storage device, means the files can be stored in different methods in different storage devices. So there may be a contiguous, okay, non-contiguous, or index allocation. So these are the three different types of allocation. So these are the three different types of storages in the files in database. Okay, so if you take in database management system, the file will be stored in sequential blocks in contiguous allocation. So let us take one simple example how the data will be stored in database. Okay, so here you have to be note that a general concept is, first, what the CPU is there. CPU is the main device who does the processing. So it is having the processing capability. Okay, so CPU first search for data. Okay, it search for data in first main memory. So what is the main memory here? The RAM is the main memory. So it first search for data in main memory. Okay, if the data is not found in main memory, it goes to the hard disk. Search in hard disk. Okay, it's search in hard disk. Hard disk consists of sequence of blocks. Different blocks will be there. Okay, so if the record is found, take that record and it gives to the CPU. Then the CPU will get that record. It reads that record. Okay, so this is a normal procedure. So whatever the data the CPU wants to access, first it checks in the RAM device. If after that it goes to the hard disk and take the data and place in the RAM, and from RAM the CPU will access. Okay, this is the procedure. So always the hard disk will send the blocks to the RAM devices. So it doesn't send a single bit at one time, okay, or a single record at one time, okay, or a single word at one time. So it only transfers a complete block to RAM. So that you have to be noted. So always the hard disk will transfer the block to the RAM. So in that particular block, the CPU will search for the record and take that record and performs the operation. So this is the general procedure, how it interacts, the CPU interacts with the RAM and RAM to the hard disk. Okay, so actually why we are searching for this? Actually here the file organization is nothing but the way in which the data is organized in the hard disk. So actually file organization is nothing but means what it does. Okay, the file organization is a way in which the data is organized. Data is organized in hard disk. So this is the hard disk, how the data is organized in the hard disk, and how we are searching record in hard disk. So if you want to get the CPU wants to get data, how it is going to search a particular record in the hard disk. Okay, and how it deletes and insert record in hard disk with efficient manner. So this point we have to be noted, that with whatever the operations we are performing, means the CPU is performing and the hard disk is, it's basically because of the efficient manner, means which one is the efficient. So efficient only it takes that. So the file organization will handle how the data is organized in the hard disk, and how we are CPU is going to be search the record in hard disk, and how it deletes and inserts a particular record in hard disk with efficient manner. That we are going to learn in this file organization. So how many records can we place in a single block? So first let us see how the file is organized in a database. So let us take, this is a database file. Okay, so this database file consists of set of records. Okay, these are all the records. So each record is having set of attributes. Okay, so roll number, name, age, sex. So these are the fields for those records. So I already said a database is nothing but a collection of file. So in a file it is having set of records, and each record is having set of attributes. Okay, so here this is a hard disk. So I said hard disk consists of set of blocks. The data is stored in the hard disk in the form of blocks. Okay, these are the collection of blocks. The one thing you are noted here, so here you see the files can be arranged in the form of blocks. Okay, so each block is consisting of set of records. Let us say 3 records is one block, another 3 records is another block. Okay, so these you call it as a file blocks. So here you have to note that the file blocks you call it as is logical entities. You cannot see this, it's just as logical representation, whereas in the blocks in hard disk is a physical entity. So this point you have to be noted. So this is the database file and this is the hard disk. Here I am explaining how the files are organized in the hard disk. That I am explaining here. So this is one block. So here each 3 records will be placed in one block. So here 3 records in one block, 1, 2, 3, and each 3 records will place in another block, 3 records like that. So the records are stored in the hard disk. One block, and this will store here, and this will store here, like that. So this is how the data is storing. The database files are stored in the hard disk. Okay, so this is a general concept how the database is divided into different blocks. Okay, each block consisting of set of records. Here I had taken 3 records, means 3 bytes, and here each block size here I had taken 3. Okay, 3 bytes. Otherwise you can take more than 3 in hard disk. The hard disk can each block may contains more than 3 also. Okay, so here just I'm explaining a simple example by taking the example. So here the 3 records is having a set of fields. Those particular 3 record set of fields will stored in one block, and another block another set of 3 records will stored in another block in hard disk. Okay, so this is how the files are organized in the hard disk. Actually, how many records? Let us see number of records in a block. So here number of records in a block or here is 3. In each block you are having 3 records. This is based on, it depends on 1 block size and 2 size record. Okay, so number of records in a block. So number of records in a block is depends upon the block size, okay, and the size of the record, that you have to be noted. So the formula for this is to find out, means how many records can be there in each block can be calculated by using the formula number of records or blocks is equal to size of block by size of record. So let us take the size of block is 512 bytes and the size of record is 4 bytes, means 128, that is the 2 power 7. Here 128 you call it as records can be present in one block. Okay, so actually I'm having the 512 bytes of blocks in hard disk. So here 128 records can be placed in each block. So this is the hard disk. Okay, so in the hard disk, so this is the hard disk. So these are the blocks. So here in each block you can store up to 128 records. 128 records can be stored in each block. So this is how to calculate, means how many records can be placed in one block. Thank you.